Hello everyone, lighting lovers and Designooor fans. I'm Nima Baverdi and welcome to another inspiring episode of Noor Talk. Today we have incredible guest from a brand that completely redefines what lighting and glass art can do for architecture. Its creations are more than just functional lighting. They are experiences, blending centuries and traditions with groundbreaking technology. What's even more exciting is that some of their project has been featured in the most unexpected places like the Louvre in Paris and the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Peter Santrucek, Associate and General Manager in LASVIT. Hi Peter, welcome to Designooor, and it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Nima. Thank you very much for invitation, and I'm very happy to be here. I
Thank you.
read a lot about you, and I was exciting to have a discussion with you.
Me too. Before we dive into discussion, would you maybe share a bit about yourself and journey in LASVIT?
Yes, sure. So basically, I'm with LASVIT almost 6 years. With LASVIT, I came directly to Dubai, to Middle East. Initially, I was working mainly on GCC market, but then over time, I also had an opportunity to work in India and Bangladesh market, which is now my second main focus after United Arab Emirates. And it's been an incredible journey. I didn't know that to what country I'm going to. So basically, when I got hired in Czech Republic, they told me we have two positions, either London or Dubai. I knew I don't want to go to London because I didn't feel it's a fit for me. So I said, okay, Dubai, let's do it. And then I came home and Googled what is really Dubai because I actually had no idea. And then I moved here and started a journey. And when I moved, I actually thought to myself that I want to make it work, and I will make it work. So since that time, I made a decision and I committed everything, all my energy and all I knew to learning what is LASVIT, to learning about the market, and eventually delivering outstanding projects for the brand and with the brand. And I trust I will continue to do so. Because the longer I do it, I have a feeling that with the brand we can really achieve unimaginable results, because that's what LASVIT really does. It can transform your idea into real feature that eventually evokes feeling, and that eventually moves in with you and creates a memory. That's what I and LASVIT, I believe, this is what we aim to achieve. So this has been my journey so far. I'm based here, and on a regular basis, I travel to countries around GCC and India.
How many years are you staying in Dubai?
It will be in 4 or 5 months, it will be 6 years. So I would say still maybe relatively a little bit new.
Many adventures you want to explore.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I was only one time in Qatar. Would love to see it again. And I really trust in potential of India and what can LASVIT achieve there. Because it's completely different market than what we do here. Maybe coming one step back, the main market and main focus we have is United Arab Emirates. Because this region is very unique. Actually, on few square kilometers, you have, exactly. I would love to quantify it, but I do not know how much, but enormous amount of opportunities, of experts, of professionals like yourself that actually strive to design and to create. And at the same time, there is the people that, if I put it to business perspective, that have funds to fund it and really make it happen. And all this is concentrated in a few cities in United Arab Emirates. At the same time, it's a hub for the Saudi market and all other markets around. So that's how it is.
Yeah, exactly. And I would love to ask, what does lighting mean to LASVIT?
That's a very good question. If I put it to the story, so imagine you are in a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you feel? What do you see? You see nothing. Probably you feel something, but maybe not what you really want to feel. And imagine that the lights pop up. And it pop up on the artistic feature that symbolizes something. So the lighting is one of the two key components we use to create experience and create feeling, which, as I mentioned before, we create memory, and this memory is in your head, and the aim is to inspire you. So the light is what helps us, or actually what creates experience.
Exactly. Interesting. Some designs have a lasting impact, staying relevant and admired for generations. For example, the Guns lamp by Philip Stark
Definitely,
is still regarded to be iconic, and it's timeless actually. And among all of LASVIT's creations, which project do you think it will be remain for 100 years to be iconic?
I understand. Well, I do not think I can answer with just one project, because each of them has different impact in terms of timeless. If I would take one big project that really, in terms of size and effect, moved me, and I trust will move others in the future, then it's Intercontinental in Tianjin. This is hotel where we created around 30 meters diameter bursting star that basically is imagine the space and the star that's bursting in it. So it's dynamically lit feature which helps us to imitate the movement of light. So basically when you look at it, it's pulsing. So this is from the grand features. Then I think I have two more in my mind. Second one that I believe will be timeless is just recently opened yesterday, is the project we did with Gerbo Restaurant here in Dubai. And we did the herbarium element. It was developed by Maria, our design director in the Czech Republic, which is element that reflects the natural beauty of flowers. So basically how we do it, we pour the hand-blown glass over the flower evaporates, and the flower is imprinted within the glass. So each element represents different flower, and it's unique by itself. I think this will be timeless because this is combination of having the natural organic element engraved into glass that can be called as timeless. And the third thing that I think will be interesting and timeless, and many people probably don't know that LASVIT did these projects, are the crystal domes. So over the history of company, we created several full crystal domes that are not chandelier or feature or standing feature, but it's a ceiling itself with design elements. And this, I think, can stay there and can be timeless.
Fantastic. And LASVIT's creations are really interesting and full of surprises, but I bet there's something even your biggest fans don't know about them. And what's surprising or little known fact about your designs, or maybe design process you want to share?
I would say that how much work is really behind delivering project like that or designing it. So if I put it to practice, sometimes we received inquiry, I love this picture, can you recreate this? Can you make artistic feature from it? And the expectation is I receive a picture and in 1 or 2 days, or maybe even in hours, I can produce the result. If I speak about the design itself. Actually, it's not simple at all. It comes through several channels. I'm one of them. Then I speak to design team, and the product designer actually studies technicalities, the lighting, how to fix it, how to engineer it. So he calls to all other teams we have to be sure that what he creates is really possible to make. So the process behind it's science, it's innovation, and it's hard work. And that's maybe what's not seen behind the curtain. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Then if we're going to deliver it, prototypes, experiments, all kind of processes involved in the full journey to eventually deliver something stunning. Yeah.
These are all together defines a good product, good design.
Yes.
Together.
I'm happy you mentioned it like it because it starts with design. And it without design, it wouldn't be possible to take it forward. Yeah, without being inspired, without putting something on paper. If I take it old school now, of course, there are computers, but, but you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't. We still use paper a lot. When I'm fortunate enough to have a designer with me in the region, going to India or anywhere, we always have a sketchbook, and when we sit with the client, we actually sketch with him. And most of the time, what we sketch is true basis for what we are going to create afterwards.
It's interesting. If a brand could collaborate with any historical figure or modern celebrity, who would it be?
That's I see very difficult question.
Yeah.
I would go with the person you mentioned, Philip Stark, because we had the pleasure, or LASVIT is lucky enough to work with many famous designers like Jabu Puchelberg duo from Canada or Campana brothers. However, Philip Stark is someone that shaped completely the product design and how it should go without the modern tools that sometimes are present now on the market. So to me, his work is iconic, and I would love to see what collaboration between him and the LASVIT could bring and could create. Because really, I see it still sometimes as a miracle when I think of it, how at that time, I don't know if it's maybe, it could be 50, 40, maybe more years back, how could they create? Like, what must the person, how do they perceive what's around them? How do they transform the idea into product this way? You know, I do not have the talent. That's why it is difficult for me to imagine. But it's completely excites me when I think of it, and he would be the person I would love to work with. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. Most of his designs are iconic. For example, that Juicy is now even it's timeless. Really.
Yeah.
People use, people love, and it's turning point in design. I think.
Yeah. If I may
With
ask,
exact definition.
Yeah. If I also may ask you, what would be? This is because it's an interesting question. What would be for you the person or celebrity you would love to work with?
Philip Stark and Karim Rashid. These are both, yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah. Okay.
These are my favorite. There are a lot of good designers, but these two are really a game changer in design. Design is more than just what we see. It's about what it makes us feel. And here's a question. How do you emotionally connect your projects with people, especially for whom experience them for the first time?
I would answer it very simply. It's through the probably two approaches. First one is definitely story. That it's not only the hanging glass, if I take chandelier and light that shines on it, and these attributes create experience. It's a story. What's behind? What's the inspiration for it? How we came to that? What's the message it's supposed to convey? And the second aspect is the space itself. So the feature, let's say if it's standing or whatever LASVIT does, it's supposed to elevate the space itself. So it's not focused on the one point, it's focused to complement, to blend in, and together with everything to create that feeling. This is what evokes emotions, what I think evokes emotion. So it's a story and the spatial concept, if I would have to name it.
Great. What's the most challenging design idea you've ever brought to life?
There's many. If I want to pick really one, that's actually a hospital here in Middle East in Abu Dhabi. It's called Burj Hospital, where we created a pendulum that's suspended down, that goes down into the sand pit and draws the pictures in it. And the picture stays in the sand. So and you can program the pictures there. For example, just selecting the sand took us 3 to 4 months. And we took the sand from one Japanese island because it was very difficult to find the sand to which the pendulum engraves. So actually there are engines and then they move the pendulum down and they move it up afterwards. So the pendulum goes down, drops the picture. And it was very difficult to find a sand that stays because not every sand will keep its shape after you draw in it. Yeah, because the granules are maybe too fine or too large. Yeah, so this one, I would say this project.
Sometimes the best ideas come from happy accidents. So we are not planning to do this by mistake or accident. And is this happened to LASVIT that turned into groundbreaking design and idea?
Definitely yes. I'm sure it happened. It happened many times. If I would pick one accident like that I know about, is that at one time we had, and it's not my project, it's many years back. We had a client visit from Asia in our factory, and because LASVIT doesn't do any compromises, so even when some kind of glass or hand-blown piece has some fault, usually they break it so the glass can be melted and used again. And there was some kind of element in hand-blown color that was looking really lovely, but because it was probably faulty, they were shredding it. And the client passed around it, and he saw how it's being shredded and what kind of shards it created. So he asked to create feature from it for his restaurant. So we created actually the aquariums full of shredded glass of this specific color to his restaurant. And it was by accident because he was just walking around it. So it's actually, it's not really the design. It turned out into design. However, it's not something that happened during designing. Yeah. So I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes, exactly. And it was interesting. Czech is famous for making high quality glasses.
Yeah.
And LASVIT is one of the leader lighting brand company here, Czech based. And but let's imagine a world without glass. If glass didn't exist, so what alternative material would you choose to achieve the same level of sophistication in your designs?
Honestly, I think that the glass is irreplaceable, and we really, it would be very difficult to create the same result with any different material. What material I happen to work with recently and with which we design and create, and it's actually my project, we create stunning features. So it's leather, it's wood, and it's rope. So these are 3 main materials that recently we used for one of the private homes in India, and we implemented it into artistic features. I do not think the result will be the same. I think that the result can bring the same experience or better experience. Most likely it would be something connected to experimenting and creating. I find some joy, and this is probably something I will do when I decide to maybe go to countryside and retire, let's call it this way. It would be experimenting with farming, most likely with chemistry, because I'm quite excited about nature and earth itself and about materials it provides, and I'm super curious about how it can be shaped, what can it bring us. So it will be definitely connected to creation of life, like farming, I can call it, and most likely chemistry, in experimental way. In my case, this was something that most likely I would do.
Interesting, and again, creations.
Yes.
So this is maybe in your DNA. You want to create something.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And describe LASVIT in 3 words.
Okay. Design,
Mm-hmm.
craftsmanship, innovation.
Good combination.
Yeah.
What's the one design tool you can't live without?
If it would be just myself, definitely pen and paper. Because when I visualize something, unless I put it on paper, it's difficult for me to recreate it or build up on it. If I talk business-wise, definitely design team that LASVIT has. Maybe difficult to call it a tool, but of what I do, without the designers, engineers, project managers, the production, artisans, these are actually the tools that help me to create or help me to deliver experiences, if I call it like that.
Which design trend do you secretly wish would disappear?
I would say, and it's probably because I'm from the artistic hanging features industry, I would say the classical cut blinky blink. I don't know how to properly call it. Chandeliers or features of this kind. I trust that this we could replace with contemporary artistic features. Yeah.
Great. A book or a movie that has inspired your creativity?
That's a very good question. I would say movie Interstellar, which is one of my most favorite movies. It's about the space travel and about where the future and the human potential can go, and how what's behind is how much, let's say, sacrifice or hard work is behind. So this is what inspires me in what I do, and this is what inspires me to only look forward. Not only, but to look mainly forward and try to find a way.
This is actually what LASVIT does in their design, exploring, discovery, and making new things. Interesting. And collaboration often plays a crucial role in shaping success. And LASVIT has done this perfectly. So what advice would you give to others looking to build a strong partnership?
I would say it all comes with hard work and being bold and having the skill and product or the added value for whatever you aim to achieve. If you want to collaborate with someone, it's sometimes important to find a good fit, but at the same time to bring value and be bold enough to try to present it. That's actually one of the, I would say, added value of this region as well, that it feels to me that if you want to be bold, you will most likely get the chance to share your idea to someone who eventually likes it, can be interested. So because sometimes it's only about having a chance to collaborate or having a chance to pitch, if I put it to business perspective. So it's not probably that difficult to go. Even designer, if somebody would go to LASVIT and will say, okay, I would love to do something with you. It never happened to me that it would be ignored. Actually, opposite. Every time happened to me that anybody who came, we share it immediately with design team or with director or with art director. And in most of the time, there was a follow-up call to discuss it, to really exchange inspiration. And it's done by, I would call it boldness and the perseverance or the durability to do it. Yeah. It's actually true. Every time we receive some inquiry, we really listen to it and we meet people, because I'm very fortunate to work with LASVIT that happened to be inspiring company. But inspiration doesn't come by itself. We are getting inspired.
Yeah.
We can get inspired by anything. So anybody who has open idea is actually inspiration for me, for the brand, for anyone. Can be. That's the open mind. Yeah, that's probably how I would answer that.
Good. Design trends come and go, but staying true to your DNA is the key. So how LASVIT balance these traditions and DNA and trends, new trends?
That's a good question. I would say that it starts and ends with people. It starts and ends that LASVIT as a brand is very fortunate to have the really passionate people that love what they do. And I can tell you this completely reflects in the result of the work. So if I put it to the real scenario, it can be me really believing in what I do, trusting the product, trusting the brand, and wanting to make it happen and deliver over expectations to the client to make his vision real, going to designer that he really wants to create. He loves the freedom of create and the flexibility of having the glass or metal as materials, going to engineer, really wants to create something cool, something stunning. He wants to fix something that nobody ever fixed. And to that, we started as that. Now the materials evolve, as we discussed before, but we started it with Czech, hand-blown Bohemian crystal tradition. So it started there. This craftsmanship, this tradition is basis for whatever we do. Even if it's new feature we work on that can be from leather or metal or wood, it's inspired by what we've done before. So the DNA, to answer this, it's with people and people loving the craft and transforming this passion into real value.
Great. And many brands today use the term of luxury, but often in a not good way. What is the exact definition of luxury it is? And LASVIT as a leading luxury brand, as we know all, what does luxury mean to the LASVIT? And how is it shown in your designs?
I see. I would say that luxury means to LASVIT to create something nobody ever created before and shaping the idea from idea into a feature itself. And that's the luxury itself, to have expertise and ability to create it using timeless and luxury materials like is hand-blown crystal, like is brass, or any other decorative element. So this is actually quite a hard question for me to answer. Yeah, so this would be that we really creating the product, I don't want to call it product, the features that that contribute to your lifestyle or to the, if I put it to commercial property or residential property. So in the commercial property in hotel, luxury hotel, this is what speaks. You are now in luxury hotel. This is how it looks. This is how you should feel. You should feel comfortable, and that you are in luxury space. Luxury can be different for everyone, right? But this is if I put it to commercials. And for the private homes or some private clients, sometimes they want to have something nobody ever had before. Something they want to have created something nobody managed to create for them. And it's luxury to them. I could probably say, I'm not sure if I'm answering the question, but just to my mind pop up one project. It's a Residence Escher, or we call it Residence Escher in UK, where a client has a private home, and when you enter the private home, there is a feature from the colorful leaves. So that's one aspect. It looks luxury. It's combination of light and crystal, so the crystal shines out, and it creates the impression of a garden. Because the story behind this, that Madame of the house, she wanted to bring garden in front of their home to her house. So our designer took the flowers from the garden and recreated them into glass pieces and then we hang them as a feature. So there's one point of luxury, the material itself. There is second aspect of luxury, and that's it, that the names of the kids of the family we engraved in gold to the leaves. So the second aspect of luxury, I would say, is a family in this given case. Because when the kids run around the feature, they can find their own name. And it's, this actually really speaks up to me that was really important for the people, what's the luxury, right? So in this case, I would say it was really the beautiful crystal and the meaning of family. Yeah, I'm not sure if it really answered.
Yeah,
what you were
exactly.
asking.
And different point of view. Because
Yeah.
when I talk with different people, I think this is related to culture a bit. Because
Yeah.
definition of luxury for someone is choosing gold metal.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
As we wrap up, let's look ahead to the future of design and lighting. For all the aspiring designers who dreaming to build a company brand like LASVIT. So what's one piece of advice for them?
Be bold. Be bold, be brave, and create something that maybe was created before but not elaborated that much, or what was not created before. However, stay in the limits that it's possible. Yeah, we are not yet in the point where we can elevate glass, but we are in the point where we can actually make moving features, which is, we call it kinetic in LASVIT vocabulary. And for example, this is the trend that we feel in recent years is picking up because it's different, it's new. And to design that, it's also difficult because the engineering must be very precise because you're creating something that's supposed to last for years, supposed not to be temporary. So definitely be bold, be brave, stay on the ground. It must be possible to, so we can really make it. The technology is going forward, but still there are limitations.
Yeah, actually, most of designers have motivation target, but when they come to the story, they want to achieve for a level and create a brand. In the middle, they lose hope.
I understand. That actually can happen every time, right? So if I would be to recommend is to stay brave, continue what you do, stay on the journey, and okay, same as I do in my way of work and what I learned over the years. And I don't want to be generic, probably you read it somewhere, but do self-reflection. After some time, if something doesn't work the way we wish it to work, I would definitely stick to the way. So for example, if I put it to myself, I would aim to create artistic features, to be the connection point between designers of LASVIT or be involved in it and delivery to the clients. But sometimes I self-reflect and try to be different. So reshape. So what I would say is the most important, also what you mentioned, stay on the journey, stay on the vision. Maybe bend a bit, maybe turn the left, right, go to the left for one time, not to the right. Yeah, I don't want to be the generic, but based on how I experienced some of my decisions, this is usually how it went. When I told you how I came to Dubai, I said to myself, I will make it work with LASVIT. I really want to do it, and I want to do it right. There were times I don't do it right always. I try to. Sometimes I don't do it right, so I reflect and I do it different. But the journey is the same. The vision is same.
And how about future of AI? Because many designers have concern about this. Maybe they can lose their jobs as designer, and
it's coming, right? So most likely it will affect us, affect us all, right? Yeah.
like the classic ways. For example, our lecturers, university lecturers, was used to drawing by hand. Now there are a lot of softwares they are
Yeah.
using, and now AI is doing this.
Correct, yeah.
You can upload image and it gives you a 3D model. So
That's
this
true.
is it turned to a tool, skill,
That's true.
but still they need to have designer to lead or manage or
And not just that, actually, I have a feeling, or not a feeling, the practice, that the people that really want to create something, I feel they want to convey message to some other person, not to AI, because it's personal, right? If you really design,
exactly.
it is personal. It's we are not. I mean, if I would be maybe designing basic drinking glass, then I could use AI. But if I want to design glass for myself, I'm not gonna do it with AI. Yeah, so that's it.
Yes, for example, ChatGPT has collected many data from different, maybe billions of people. So
Definitely, yeah.
it's not, as you mentioned, specific. It's general idea that generates, and without any emotions. So how AI can convey emotions to people? I asked you, how you emotionally connect your projects, designs to people? So AI, because has not any feelings, emotions, so it can't.
Correct, yeah. I agree. Interesting insight. Yeah, I agree.
Any advice as your last sentence?
No, I am more interested in what really, from what we discuss, what inspires you, and what do you think is the. That's actually a very interesting topic about the future. So what inspires you, and how do you think that the design now with AI being there will go forward, and do you think it will affect the luxury? And this is a genuine question. I'm just interested because you designed it by yourself. I saw the portfolio, which is stunning. Even today I was looking at a concept called Moon, I believe. Is that the one?
I have a lot of moon concept, and the logo of Designooor also is
Yeah. Okay.
captured from moon.
And the Blume is one of your the products, right?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. So.
Thank you so much.
What do you think about the how will the luxury design go ahead?
I think it's all about making new experiences for people,
Okay.
because the brain do reaction for new things, new experiences. They want to see new things, new experiences. So for me, luxury is this. Maybe it's by using new material, or by a combination of material. It's a bit related to geography, location itself. They define, they want to experience different things than people living here.
Very well said.
Peter, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing your invaluable insights, and it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Nima, thank you very much. It was a real pleasure, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that would be it. It was a real fun time. Thank you for it.
Thank you so much. Likewise. To our listener, thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube and social media for more inspiring conversations. And if you're a brand or designer with a story that deserves to shine, we would love to hear from you. Together, let's illuminate the world with creativity. Until next time, goodbye.